you own it. Let every mile bring a smile, yeah.
Welcome back to another episode of the Road to Life podcast with Meredith and Craig. Episode 101, one for every Dalmatian. What do we got this week, okay?
This week, we are talking about the rules to be an unstoppable team.
There's 5 of them.
There is 5
Not
of them.
101. It'll make it a little easier.
Won't be such a long episode.
It won't be that long. 5 rules to be an unstoppable team. These are rules that we live by. These are a cornerstone for all of our coaching and practice. And we have found that these 5 rules, when implemented, when you follow these rules, you are an unstoppable team.
We talk about marriage like it's a team sport. And
Because it is.
because it is. Because when he wins, I win. When I win, he wins. We win together. When one loses, we both lose. So we're a team. And the trick of it is, until we get married, until we find our person and decide to join forces and do life together, we're playing on single player mode. We have been our whole lives up to that point. And we probably got pretty good at it. Like, we probably excel at single player mode.
Had a lot of practice at it.
Had a lot of practice. So it's a whole different game now that you're playing a team sport. It's very different. And so it takes some intention and some practice to switch that from single player mode to now team player mode.
All that to say that if you find it to be a struggle to play on a 2-player mode, it's normal because you're used to playing on single player mode for most of your life. Then when you join forces, well, now it's not just about you. So now it's about the team, the team. And these are the 5 rules that are going to take your team to infinity and beyond.
First rule, everyone's contribution matters.
We can get stuck in this world, this comparative reality where we're on a team, but I feel like I'm always at home hanging out with kids, making sure they're fed and put to bed, and someone else, my teammate, they're out living life, meeting people, building a business, doing all these things, and it makes me feel kind of small and not like I'm contributing to the greater good of the team.
And like when you think about like sports teams as an analogy, like the quarterback throws the ball, right? Like they throw the touchdown passes, but they can't throw the touchdown passes if the offensive line doesn't block and give them time to do that. So if the offensive line was judging themselves by how well they threw balls, then they feel like they're failing and they're not contributing. And if the quarterback's judging themselves by how well they're blocking, they're not contributing. So everyone's contribution is important to get the team to the team win.
So to extrapolate that to marriage, it's basically they're out having business meetings and talking to people and networking and doing whatever it is. They get to do that because I'm at home taking care of some of the responsibilities that they don't now need to take care of and worry about. And so I'm basically blocking, I'm the blocker in this situation for the quarterback to go throw the touchdown.
Yeah.
And so everything that we're doing is in service of the big dream, the big goal that we have as a team. A sports team, they want to win the Super Bowl, they want to win the Stanley Cup, the championship of some sort of trophy. For us in our marriage, it's the goals, the big life goals that we have on our bucket list, the things that we want to achieve in this world. Those are our trophies. Those are the things that we want to accomplish. And so every day we look at what are the things that each of us are doing to achieve that goal. And some days, you know, it might feel like one of us is contributing more, but we're both contributing to the greater good.
Yeah. And when you start comparing what you contribute to each other, you go from collaboration and team playing to competition.
Yeah, and you don't want to be there because like we said, you're on the same team. When one of you wins, you both win.
Yeah.
When one of you loses, you both lose. Rule number 2.
Unstoppable teams grow together.
If you're not growing together, you're growing apart. Literally apart.
And we see this a lot with especially entrepreneurs, right? Because in entrepreneurship, your business only goes as far as you do with your own personal growth. And so entrepreneurs generally spend a lot of time working on themselves, growing, becoming the best version of themselves. And sometimes their spouse does that too, and sometimes they don't. And if one of you is growing and the other one isn't, you're actively growing apart.
This really hit home for me when we left our corporate jobs. We were a little bit lost. We ultimately just, chose some business that didn't line for us, put put those aside and went on a personal growth journey. Said, let's focus on us. What do we want to be? Who do we want to be in this world? What's our gift and all this? So we went on this growth journey to figure out the answers to all these big questions that we had no idea we were supposed to be at. And we've probably told this story, so I'll tell an abbreviated version, but we ended up at this event where we basically had to get really vulnerable with each other and share our limiting beliefs. And it was really scary. It was really uncomfortable. It was the first kind of event and first like touch point into this world. And so it was really uncomfortable. But I can tell you that going through that exercise alone would have been super important. It would have been super helpful. It would have been very valuable. And I would have learned a lot and I would have grown. But then I think that if you weren't there, I would have grown a little bit and I would have taken that step, but you wouldn't have been there to take that step either, too. You would have been at home and I would have had to come back and try to explain. But by you being there and us growing together, like we connected on a deeper level because we got vulnerable in front of each other. And now we know each other's limiting beliefs and we can now support each other through those things. But you also are taking a step towards the big goal, the same step that I took.
Together.
You didn't not take a step and I took a step and now there's a gap between us. We both took a step towards the big goal and also at the same time in that same moment deepened our bond. So it was really imperative. And then when I think about it to, sports teams, they all show up at practice.
Yeah.
They all show up and grow together. They all do the drills. They all
learn the
plays.
Yeah.
They all do the thing. They grow together. Unstoppable teams always grow together.
Rule number 3. Unstoppable teams show up for themselves, for their teammate, and for the team. And we say those 3 things because there is actually 3 entities at play in the relationship. Because there's me, there's you, and there's us. There's the team. And sometimes you got to think about those 3 things a little bit separately. And so showing up means showing up in every way, physically, emotionally, mentally, like being there, holding each other accountable, cheering each other on, being each other's support system. And that's going to look different in different places.
This one really hits home when a lot of times we'll talk to couples who someone feels drained in the relationship. Like they're just exhausted. They've got so much going on. There's so much on their plate that they don't feel like they can show up in other areas of the marriage or other areas of their life. And we try to impart on them that it's imperative that you take care of yourself so that you have a full cup, so that you have more to give in the relationship. So it starts with show up for yourself. Show up for yourself and make sure your cup is full. Like, what is that for you? Is it a morning walk that gets the juice flowing so that you can show up for the kids and, all the other things for the rest of the day?
Is it going to the gym? Is it journaling? Is it meditating? Is it standing in the grass? It can be anything.
Take care of you.
Take care of you.
We also hear that, they are overloaded. People are overloaded because there's an imbalance in
The
responsibilities around the home or in the business or whatever it is. And so what can I do to chip in to help relieve some of that stress off of my partner, my teammate? Is there something I can be doing? So in other words, if you see a load of laundry just sitting there, instead of walking past it for the 100th time, maybe just fold it and put it away. Like it's chipping in. It's picking up the slack. Knowing that if your teammate's drained and they need some love and support, that you're there to just pick up the slack. No questions asked. Just say, hey, we're in this together. If you can't handle this today, I got you. I'm going to take care of it.
And it's about the little things. Like the little things matter so much. Like, I think we're conditioned a little bit, and we've done a whole episode on this, that grand gestures define your relationship. It's all about the grand gesture when it's not. Like 99% of your life is the mundane little things that go on every day. And so paying attention and chipping in and doing the little things every day to support yourself, to support your teammate, and to support the team.
Rule number 4, unstoppable teams practice how they play. This is an interesting one. This one came up in, I think we told this story as well, I'm not sure, but a game night. We were at a game night. And so, Mayor's close to winning. Everyone around the table is like, gang up on her, let's get her, let's beat her up, let's get her. I'm not into that. That's not my scene. I'm not into like ganging up on my wife. I'm usually like, we're team shoulder to shoulder. How can I help? Let's do this.
They tried to convince you.
The rest of the group wanted me on their side so bad. They wanted me to stick it to her, and that's just not my scene. So I caught a lot of heat for it. And what we tried to explain to them is that when she wins, I win. And when she loses, I lose. And so we practice how we play. We don't compete that way. Like, I'm not going to get cutthroat with my wife in those moments, those little moments, because then the muscle's there for in the big moments. Maybe I won't show up the way I'm supposed to.
The way you want to.
The way I want to. The way I'm supposed to support you. And so it's really about showing up every day in the little moments how you want to show up in the big moments. Mm-hmm. So I supported her through that game. Guess who won? She did. She won. I also won. Mm-hmm. Because when she wins, I win. So anyway, unstoppable teams practice how they play. They show up every day thinking the big picture in mind. Like, I'm not going to show up and compete with her in this little moment, because that builds that muscle that now I'm competing. We're against each other. But when you show up and support and love, and I'm always there shoulder to shoulder in the little moments, when the time comes for the big moments, the muscle's there. We just show up, boom, shoulder to shoulder. What do we got to do?
It's muscle memory.
Yeah.
It's just,
what do we have to do? Let's get after it. And we get after it together, finding solutions.
Rule number 5, unstoppable teams don't beat themselves.
If you think about it, sports teams, you hear them all the time after a big win. Like, the conversation, like, what happened? How'd you win? Like, oh, we showed up, we played discipline.
We did the little things.
We did the little things. We got in the corners. We showed up for each other. We didn't quit. We didn't take bad penalties. In other words, they're saying they didn't beat themselves. They didn't take stupid penalties. They didn't make turnovers. They didn't do the things that bad teams do that lose them the game. Mm-hmm. They show up and do the things that are going to help them win the game. So it's really around not scorekeeping with each other, not nitpicking the little things. Like, that's beating yourselves. Mm-hmm. Like, the little things that don't matter or don't contribute to the big life goals, those are the things that can beat you. They can cause little rifts and then cause big holes. Once that little rift is there, it can be a big hole if we don't attend to it. So it's really about getting curious and asking questions instead of getting into judgment. Mm-hmm.
Giving the benefit of the doubt and assuming positive intent, assuming you're always on the same team, assuming you're always supporting each other. Because when you start keeping score, you put yourself in competition. That creates resentment, that creates rifts, and that's how you beat yourselves. So it's not me versus you, it's us versus the world.
It's us versus the problem. Like, when there's something that's going on in your relationship, instead of getting after each other, and we've told this many times, the Russian cab story, where we could have gotten into a bit of a tiff where it's like, how can you forget your phone? Well, why didn't you remind me? And back and forth and back and forth. But instead, we just were like, okay, we're not going to beat ourselves. Like, we're already losing this game. We don't have your phone, credit card, and driver's license. We are behind the 8 ball. We are losing. Are we going to now
turn on each other?
Are we going to go after each other and get further behind in this game? No, we're absolutely not. We're going to get on the same side. We're going to get quickly aligned, and we're going to go after the problem. Mm-hmm. We're going to find a solution, and we're going to go and score a goal and come back and win this game.
Because, like, in any sport, the success of your marriage, the winning at life through your marriage comes down to how well you play the game together. It comes from how well you work together. And you can't win the game if you don't know the rules. So you got to know the rules and you got to work together.
And you can't win the game if you beat yourselves. If you beat yourselves, you lose. You beat yourselves, you lose. And so it's paramount that you get on the same side and act together, work together towards the goal. Don't let the whatever it is out there beat you. Go after it. Get after it together. You're stronger together.
Recap the 5 rules. 1, unstoppable teams. No, everyone's contribution matters. Unstoppable teams.
Grow together.
Unstoppable teams show up for themselves, each other, and the team. Unstoppable teams
practice how they play.
And unstoppable teams don't beat themselves. So, this week, pick one. Pick one rule to focus on this week and start trying to live by that rule. Start trying to make little subtle tweaks in your day-to-day in support of living by that rule. Any one of the 5 that speaks to you this week. And then maybe pick another one next week. But for now, let's start with 1. Which rule this week are you going to start with? And also, share this episode with your teammate. And maybe a friend or two who also would benefit from knowing the rules of the game. And on that note,
go be badass teammates.
See you next week.
Before we wrap up, we just want to remind you about something really special we've created, the Infinite Relationship Mastermind. It's like a VIP backstage pass for anyone looking to level up any and all of the relationships in their life. And we're not just talking about the relationship with your spouse, though it does include that one. We're also talking about the relationships with yourself, your friends, your business partners, your family, all the important people in your life. This mastermind is for anyone ready to take all of their relationships to a whole new level. Whether you're thriving and you want to thrive even more, or you're feeling a little stuck and need some extra love and support.
We host exclusive live courses. We create a safe, no judgment space where members can just open up and honestly just have a ton of fun connecting with other amazing people who are building stronger relationships. And to be honest, the transformations we've seen are incredible, and it's exactly why we do what we do. It fills our heart like nothing else. Now, we are super protective of this community because it is all about trust, love, and support. So it's not for everybody. But if this does sound like it might tickle your fancy, then check out the link in the show notes and reach out to us if you have any questions. We'd love to chat and see if it's a fit for you. And as always, thank you so much for being a part of our journey on the road of life. And remember, you've got this, and we're here to help you every step of the way. So we'll see you next week.
Bye for now.
Road of life, yes, you are.